So we'll probably just remove one of those, I imagine. Alright guys, let's jump into this best of 5 then. We start to the upper right hand side of the map. Our red Terran player from Psystorm Gaming is GuMiho. Here on Battle on the Boardwalk, as we have to the upper left hand side from Splice, the blue Zerg player, Solar. Do let us know who you're cheering for, guys. Let me know how you guys are doing. As we set up into this. Again, I'm sorry, but if you missed any of today's matches, we're not going to be able to rebroadcast them because we had a stream crash, which has messed everything up a bit. We'll be putting on one of the other... I'll tell you what we'll do, actually. We'll put on a set of matches, which will just be kind of back-to-back-to-back games, so that you guys can just enjoy back-to-back action from kind of Group A of the tournament again, rather than having breaks and stuff mixed in. Just because I want to keep the stream live until I go live again in 4 hours' time, casting the OG Cup semi-finals and finals. That's in 4 hours' time, so I want to stay alive until then. But obviously, that's obviously just to stay alive till then, we have to rebroadcast something. So we'll be rebroadcasting some bits and pieces. Although now I have no stream delay, so goddamn, I'm just fucked in every way I try and do this, aren't I? Whatever I do is just messed up, I think. Anyways. Who cares about rebroadcasts? Some people care. I'm just trying to let you guys know what the plan is for the stream. Maybe I just turn the stream off and come back later. Then maybe I should try to keep it live, I guess. I just don't have a good answer to it. Whatever, I'll try and figure it out. Anyways, Marine just going to be patrolling back and forth. I'm just going to be seeing a couple of queens on the way out. The early game on Battle on the Boardwalk is turning out to be fairly standard. Yeah, now, least seen map of this tournament. This is just the 5th time seeing it. Does have this fairly fast attack path through the top side, which leads you in towards the upper left. As you lead into the upper left, obviously it's your opponent's base. There's also this boardwalk down the left-hand side. You can't really do too much with it, though, early game because there's rocks, but it does lead straight into the main base. You don't have to worry about it right away, but it's something you have to think about maybe later in the game. I think there could be some cool things like ways to kind of abuse that sort of opening, but it's pretty choked up as well, so it's not too much of an issue. The main kind of aggression is through the top side initially. Then later in the game, it can become a bit more kind of macro focused because there's only kind of very narrow positions to fight in through the center of the map. And those narrow positions can obviously make it very difficult to, set up an engagement and to set up a fight. So, anyways, before that said, we're continuing on, looking to see what else is happening. Starport on the way up. Going to be finishing up here and just going to be seeing the Tech Lab building on the rack, so Hellions in towards maybe a Cloak Banshee, maybe a Raven. Choices here for GuMiho in the early stages of this Marine. Does hold the Watchtower still with the help of those Hellions. Wing speed on the way up, about to finish. Again, Depot's going to come down. GuMiho's going to start walling off across this direction, I guess. As for now, Solo going to start setting up into a Roach-Roar. He's already got 100 gas. It might just be a Roach-Roar to help him defend against early aggression. Solo is a much more kind of Roach-focused player generally than Serral is. But I wonder if there's, I wonder. You can see these Hellions coming in once again and just going to be seeing some drones already being roasted. Solar. Wow, somehow GuMiho doesn't get the biggest line of drones on the map just then. There's going to still be a few more kills, but it is going to be shut down. 5 workers only. I feel as though this could have been so much worse. Lings here from Solar going to be moving around. And she feels I'm going to come back around the left there for a moment or so. And again, Solo just seeing what he can get up to throughout these earlier stages. An overload overhead here from Solo as well. Going to see Burrow on the way up as we see those Widow Mines burrowing currently in the natural minimum line. And oh, the drone's getting stacked up. No! Solar. 10 workers lost, and that is a little bit of a shame here. Widow Mine's going to go off again on the Queen in the main. Not as much damage, but the 10 workers on the natural is pretty brutal. Again, the drones just getting caught up on the Queens, and because of that, hurt him quite a bit. A counter-attack, though, and these Zergons are going to start getting some counter damage done. SCVs are going to start dropping rather quickly now as we see the Hellions try and jump into the corner and into a narrow choke point to help against the Lings. They will get the final kills. Only 4 SCVs lost in some mining time. It's a nice little bit of a bounce back from Solar, but it's still not quite enough, especially now. We see, what is it, the Banshee? I actually don't know. A couple more Widow Mines, maybe it's just a Widow Mine. Actually, yeah, it's this Widow Mine going off again. 2 more workers killed. Just doing a little bit more damage there. There's now Hellions coming over. GuMiho looking to continue the pressure. And Armory on the way up. Another Banshee. And harassment will just not let up here over the next few moments as we do see these Hellions getting set to go in towards the third base in just a few moments' time. So Hellions getting set to go in towards that. We're going to see the medevac still just sat overhead. And again, Hellions running by, going to grab themselves 3 workers right from the get-go here. Again, the Queens and Lings going to be coming in. You're going to be able to pick up a whole bunch of those Hellions. So good damage done. I'm just going to see this Hellion dropping off once again. I'm going to go behind this main base mineral line just to try and do a little bit more damage once more. Drones pull in, get the Hellion kill, and that will be that. Enemy few more Lings just coming across the map, and they are going to be able to get rid of this SCV. And the third CC is going to be just delayed here slightly, but an interesting game so far on Boardwalk. A map which is, again, not being played too much, but kind of unlucky. It's been picked, you know, it hasn't been vetoed a lot. It just gets played as the last map in a lot of the series that didn't go to the final map during the playoffs. And that's the only reason we didn't see it yesterday. A couple of times, actually. And it's the only reason we didn't see it earlier today as well. So it's a little bit of a shame to have not seen it. As we are going to see the Nidus on the way up. And it is going to be a full-on committed attack here from Solo just to try and end this. Obviously, he was playing from behind, and now he's looking to try and get back in with the Nidus attack. But if this gets shut down, there's really not going to be much hope. He's going to go straight onto the Queens in terms of damage. Cloak doesn't really change anything there for the first Banshee, as Roaches will start doing quite a lot. This Nidus getting taken down now as there's no transfusers left over. And you'll see those Roaches continue to drop as well. This last Queen now being fired upon. If the Queen goes down, obviously the Banshees will just clean up everything else, and Solo knows that GuMiho is going to be the king of game number 1. Second and $1,000 for first, plus the money they win per map does add up. Welcome to Octane, a map by Mavis. To the bottom left hand side, our blue Zerg player from Splice is Solar. Top right, our red Terran player from Sidestorm Gaming, it's GuMiho. Setting up into this game number 2 on Octane, a bit more of a macro standard focused map. As we set up in towards this, look to see how things will go. A few drones just mining away for now, and again just going to see this Overlord of Solar slowly starting to head up towards the upper right side to get some action a-rolling here. Solar just pushing in towards the upper right, and GuMiho for now fairly happily sat. Just see what else he can do. Rack's going to be setting up here as well for GuMiho. Again, that setup. And again, Solar coming in towards the upper right. We'll just want to try and pick up information early. Hatch gas pool against the Rack's gas. Maybe GuMiho goes back to some bioplay now here on Octane. Interestingly, this was the map he actually vetoed against Serral. So he did veto Octane. Interesting to see that it was still something he kind of let through here. He actually vetoed Defender's Resort as map number, as his veto for this best of 5 third place matchup. Again, a lot of maps today that we haven't really seen, and that's just because a lot of the macro and standard maps have been played a little bit more than the some of the non-macro standard maps. So obviously we've had to basically cut some of the more macro favorable maps from the map pools just to make sure, again, our main goal is to try and get every map played as much as every other map. So that's what we've been initially trying to set up into, as we do just see a CC coming down the low ground, and again a couple of Overlords just spreading out towards the upper right hand side. So an Overlord moving in towards the upper right, and we're just going to be seeing, well, the reactor on the barracks, the factory starting up as well. I'm just going to be seeing the, again, the gas mining away here in the main base. Link speed is on the way up. Third hatchery is dropping down from Solar as well. And we continue to build on into this right now. Armory very early in the game from GuMiho. A very early armory, actually. We saw this a little bit against... who was he playing against in his group stage? GuMiho... I feel as though it wasn't actually against Sue. Maybe it wasn't GuMiho that did this build, but someone did. I'm just trying to think who it might have been. There's the very early push with Hellbats that you generally pull a couple of SCVs with to help repair, because it just hits that early that the SCV repair can make quite the difference. You've seen those Hellions continue to come down towards the lower left hand side, and you're going to see this hatchery taking a couple of shots from these Hellions. Armory will finish up now from GuMiho. And again, just going to see the single Marine working its way through that Overlord. Overlord going to drop on down. So Overlord does get picked off here, and again, Hellions working their way through this third hatchery. 2 more Hellions coming across the map, and again, 1 Zergling just coming up into the natural / third base over the next few moments. Actually, that thing maybe could have delayed the third base a bit, but well, anyway, Solo's in a little bit of trouble, because again, there's 4 Hellbats here, and he doesn't really have a response to just Hellbats this early in the game. Obviously no medevac though, so that's something you don't have for this sort of situation, as you will see. Well, Ling's getting a nice little bit of positioning, and they will get some good damage done. Now 1 Hellbat, about to be 2 Hellbats going down for all those Lingers and the Queen so far. It's getting going pretty well, as we're going to be seeing those Queens again pushing away at that Hellbat or 2. And as Zerglings come in once more, another Hellbat taken down. +1 mech weapons behind this and extra gases. I feel as though this is the sort of game where GuMiho plays into a third kind of double reacted factory or something maybe, and he plays into a fast like Hellion Cyclone with the +1. We'll see how it. We'll see what he sets up into. He just spent his gas on something. I'm not sure what. Maybe it was just queuing that factory or 2 up. It seems. As you're again going to be seeing those Hellions just pulling away from the Zerglings right now. GuMiho continue to set it up and see what is next. Couple more Queens just set up, and again, drones just getting ready to go here, mining away for the time being. 2 more Hellions at GuMiho getting set to the top side, and again, just waiting to see how this goes. A few more Lings coming up top, and still just waiting to see kind of the game developing, I guess. Again, Solo takes in some damage early, but not too much. 4 Hellbats killed for, again, the 16 Lings and the Queen that we saw. Wasn't too crazy. GuMiho set up into the super fast third base in location, obviously a bit greedy, but so far definitely paying off for him. So looking pretty good here. We're going to be seeing those double reactors continue to build. So he has actually got a mass reacted factory at the moment. This is something which was it Innovation did this against Snoot on Neon Violet Lights, the mass reacted factory, super early +1 attacks. Maybe that's who we saw doing it, kind of Innovation against Snoot doing a build like this, and then building in towards these reacted factories, but definitely looking to be kind of, as I suggested, that kind of Hellion Cyclone style. I was thinking 2 reactor factory, but actually it's going to be mass reacted factory, which is obviously even more intriguing and interesting. And I see these Hellions poking forwards, and a couple Queens taking some shots. Overlord getting pushed away to the side. And again, this barracks is going to lift up and reposition as well. Still, these Hellions seeing what else they can do. Going to go after this Queen and does get the kill. And again, GuMiho just picking up some damage here and there. And a few more Zerglings going down once again. A couple more Zerglings coming on through. And again, this Queen still trying to just do a little bit more. But again, pushed back for the most part. Hellbat going to lead the charge. And again, Hellions just backing away. Lings and Banes all over the shop, trying to just do a little bit more damage. Bunch of depots to the right-hand side. You're all going to see still Queens being targeted at the moment. Bane's taking a little bit more damage as well. And it's going to be seeing the Hydralisk is setting up from Solo. Again, more Lings coming up towards the top side. And we are going to see them trying to run by, but Cyclone is here, and we're just going to be able to see those Lings. Well, actually going to get a full surround on the Cyclone. And we're going to be seeing the again, the Lings just kind of continuing to be picked away at here. So Lings going down. Now we just see some Banes, Lings, and Hydras coming on through. Still pushing through the center. We're going to be seeing GuMiho here again, ready to push in towards the bottom left-hand side. Getting ready to try and be a little bit more aggressive once again right now. 4th base coming up towards the upper left, or towards just very much so at the top. So setting up into that 4th, and again GuMiho just seeing what he can do over the next few moments. We'll see again as +2 finishes. He's going to have a lot of damage output on those Cyclones. It's going to be kind of crazy. Locking on for now just to an Overlord. And it's going to drop down over the next few seconds, but I think the real damage going to be done if this pushes. GuMiho are heavily ahead in supply going into this. The Hellbats getting hit by a lot of Banelings though, and Banelings really have seemed to be the answer to Hellbats in the last few days. Now we see the Cyclones starting to come into play, but while they don't have those Hellbats to tank for them any longer, a few more Cyclones arriving just in time as Solo, I think, continue to drop in workers on units here. As Scan comes down, some creep being cleaned up and still pushing in. These Cyclones and Hellbats continue to fight this. Some Zerglings from the right-hand side, we are going to be seeing those Hydras continuing to drop. And that is going to be, again, the full cleanup right now from all of these Lings. The Hydra's still going down, the Queen's dropping. A GuMiho is going to make this work, even though those Banes initially looked scary. The reinforcements from GuMiho are going to be enough, and obviously Solar in this position just doesn't have the time to set up into more Banelings, which again seems to have been the best answer he had to all of this. Hellbat's still on the third base. The Cyclone's pushing forwards with some Hellbats too, and a couple of Hellbats in the Banes in the back. Still not really going to change things here, as we do see GuMiho just pushing on in to shut this down. Again, more Hellbats in the middle as well, and just continue to fight against all of this. Hydra's going down. The Cyclone's doing a good job. I'm really looking to see GuMiho just taking game number 2 of this series in the near future. And again, a couple more Zerglings pushing forwards the Hydra as well. And that's going to be GG. Game 2 goes to GuMiho, and he's to the top side of Neon Violet Square. It is our red Terran player, GuMiho from System Gaming. And he's up against the blue Zerg player to the bottom right hand side from Splice. It is Solar. Again, thank you for joining us here today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. And some great games so far. Obviously, this could be our last one of the day, but we are going to be live later, about 3.5 hours from now. We go live with the OG Cup number 1 semi-finals and finals. We're going to stay live until then. We will at some point have to reset the stream for stream delay, but we'll stay live pretty much until then and get ready to go into that tournament as well later on. So looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys are as well. And of course tomorrow, the best of 15, Serral versus Sue. Best of 15 ZVZ starting at 1 PM CEST. 15 maps will be played. Hopefully it takes a bit longer than the ZVZ took today in the best of 7. Again, just going to be seeing the link from Solo. Just going to pop up the ramp. A couple of Hellings going to be popping out, and again, just going to be seeing the links just getting nibbled away. Again, Starport about to finish up, a Medivac on the way, a Marine on the way out too. And just going to be seeing GuMiho early looking in towards a little bit of aggression with the Hellbats once again. Solo going to expand towards the back for his third base here on Neon Violet Square. So expanding towards the back, and again, 2 Queens still sitting in the front. Okay then, so Rotron does come down here from Solar. With Rotron coming down from Solar, you can see just another creep tumor being placed by him as well towards the front here. Continuing to expand forwards, then escapes up in towards the main base, but gets shut down. And GuMiho again getting ready for this armory and Hellbat attack. Solar didn't really see much of a scout. You got to see the Tech Lab building, which gives him some idea of timings. Rotron's on the way for him, but it's not ready just yet, so it'll be a little bit of time he has to try and delay on to be able to make this work, as again we see those Hellions doing a little bit of in and out work to get across the map here. First 3 Marines are here. I think now Solar kind of does know what this is. 3 Marines in this sort of position are very kind of self-explanatory. 3 Marine Medivac drop. The Hellions and Hellbats are coming. It's just sort of a natural thing you sort of lead into, I suppose. So this Hellbat's going to push on forwards, and we do see the Marines. Well, we're going to see the Hellbats for now actually getting rid of a whole bunch more Zerglings. Some more Zerglings going down. And those Hellbats continue to fight here. Queen's taking some damage. In fact, Queen's taking a lot of damage. Look at that. Queen after Queen going down. Solar, his Roach is on the way up, but is he just too far behind? Yes, he is.